All right, so here we are for the finals. Sorry, the playoffs of the UDL Season 4. So we're going to be looking at every single playoff match. And I think it's going to be really fun, really exciting. We're just going to look at the teams, what happened in every single one of them. I don't have pace, obviously, for any of these except for my matches. So we're going to start with I believe this is the 7-10 match between Stotzi, who has an extremely top-heavy team, and Nova, who has a rain team plus Rillaboom. So it's really interesting. I mean, Stotzi's team is so top-heavy. He's got these 6 fantastic Pokemon, and this looks like just a normal, non-restricted ladder team, right? And every single one of these Pokemon is very normal to see on ladder, But what you don't see is Stotzi has these 6 and then maybe one other Pokemon that's decent. So it's a really interesting team, and I'm excited to see what happens here. I mean, I do know who wins, but here we go. So we got the Follow Me. Oh, the Paralysis. Oh, but it's not enough. And Primarina ignores the Paralysis. It's Life for Primarina, and here comes the Trick Room. And the switch to Politoed is really interesting here. I like the Double Protect, but hilariously, it wouldn't have mattered. Hyper Voice. The Helping Hand takes out Clefairy, or I guess ensures the Clefairy. Yeah. Okay, so here comes Rapid Strike. Aqua Jet's definitely taking out Primarina from this range. And here comes Iron Defense, but what's Politoed gonna do? Hydro Pump. It's not a lot of damage from Hydro Pump, and so why is Armaldo going first during Trick Room? That's weird. Maybe it's not Rain Armaldo, or Susano Armaldo. So here comes Surging Strikes in the rain. Yeah, setting up Brain for Water Urshifu is not really ideal, and Foul Play is not really good into it. The crit probably matters, given how pathetic the damage output from Politoed has been. So here's the thing. Can he break it down? The Hydro Pump miss, I feel, is justice for what happened earlier. But yeah, Helping Hand is just like, I remember watching this and being like, did just like not plan for Registeel? Like, whoa, what was the plan for Registeel? You gotta have a plan for Registeel. So there we go. And Stotzi won pretty handily. So is Nova able to bring it back? We go. Fake out on the Clefairy, very important, so Clefairy can't follow me. Here comes the close combat. It's a critical hit, and even so, tanked. And now, Urshifu's in danger, which means... Oh, I was expecting the Grassy Glide, but here comes the Aqua Jet. But it's truly bizarre. I'm not... at this point, I'm like, Nova's just choking. But the fake out gets the kill, which is crazy. So, Hydro Pump does a lot of damage. Nasty Plot, this is, I think, very greedy. And, yeah, it ends up paying... Well, Clefairy pays for it. So, here comes the Thunderbolt. But it's Wagon Berry! Here's the low kick. The Hydro Pump into the Rotom, and the Rotom avoids it. So we've gotten a lot of luck for... So here comes the Protect. Very nice Protect. Here comes the low kick onto the Registeel. Here comes the Body Press. Doing a decent amount of damage. There's no more rain. Here comes Primarina. Overheat. I'm not sure what that was about. Why we wouldn't just go into the Politoed, but didn't. Here comes Overheat again, predicting it. So switch back. Here comes the Body Press, and now you gotta be thinking like it's all over, but actually, Nova's got him right where he wants him because, yeah, like there's the body press. That's not going to do enough. And here comes Hyper Voice. I don't know if Stotzi wasn't running Protect on Rotom or if Stotzi just didn't think about the fake out play. But yeah, that's a comeback. All right, let's go. Porygon 2 and Politoed versus Clefairy Rotom. Ineffective download boost. I thought this was way too passive because I feel like the follow me nasty plot was really telegraphed. So I think that was a missed opportunity for Politoed to attack. Here comes Rillaboom in grassy terrain. Here comes the Haze. Okay. Here comes the Thunderbolt with Waconberry. Politoed eats it up. Gets a paralysis. Is that going to be important later? Fake out and Hydro Pump, though, through paralysis and everything hits. And Rotom just tanks it. And here comes Nasty Plot. And that's going to survive a Grassy Glide. Politoed can't get the attack off. And that is a +2 Rotom. Protect. Hyper Voice. Oh, Rotom does have Protect, which means why? Why did you not? Anyway, this was that was Nova's moment to bring in Porygon, but now it's too late. You can't Protect Stall for 2 turns. Well, you can actually, but whoa, that's what we call in the business a read, and that was a great read. So here's the Helping Hand Thunderbolt, and yeah, and sorry, but you're not beating that. Here it comes, and I believe this is a double Protect. Yeah. Now you just stall at Trick Room and win with whatever you got in the back. Although Recover does make it a little more difficult. Grassy Glide. Shadow Ball. And Overheat misses, so is this what he needed? I don't know. He should be double protecting here, but he isn't. But there's and here comes another Overheat, and this one hits, and that'll do it. Because I don't think Porygon this may be a little much for Porygon to do. Close comment, especially because now Trick Room has expired and there is nothing you can do. Bye-bye. So that is the end of Nova's trip in the playoffs. Really fun. Okay, so time for Max Iron Knuckle versus the Sydney Sylveons. This is the 8-9 matchup. I believe Iron Knuckle is the 8th seed, but I'm not sure. So you see the Incineroar starts out. Calm Mind. It's Calm Mind. Foul play. Really interesting that Black chose to attack. There's Copycat. Switching Trick Room. Oh no. It's more. But it is not Goggles on Suicune, so. But it's got Sleep Talk, which is insane tech. And there's the crit energy ball, and it's like, wait, what the heck? So here comes that. And the Protect to throw off Copycat. Oh, although I think Psychic Terrain might have done that anyway. I don't think so. Alright, so Sludge Bomb does a lot of damage. Here's Rain Dance. Scald. Oh, you just heated up the rain. I'm jealous. Okay. Here comes Tangrowth. Scald. Attack me. Yep, here comes Tapu Lele. Here comes Incineroar. What sort of Tangrowth is this? Is this Assault Vest or is this... and of course Focus Blast missed because that's what Focus Blast does. And then the reversal of Trick Room, I think, is just really genius. Because it allows Scarf Incineroar to snarl. And now it's Tyranitar against Tangrowth. Here's another Snarl. This dude's down to 50% special attack, and Ice Punch does the rest. So Snarl, Scarf, Incineroar, Snarl. That may have been my tech that I gave Iron Knuckle. Not sure about that. So here's Purloin and Lantern. So one of these looks like a normal team you would see, and one of them does not. So unfortunately, oh no, it's Mist. And Snarl does nothing against Mist other than a little bit of damage. And so here comes Thunderwave, and Dragonite's in trouble, and Snarl. And I don't know if Iron Knuckle doesn't realize at this point. But yeah, then there's Foul Play, and oof. Ooh, here comes Lantern going into Suicune, and I mean, at this point, it's basically all over. Like, what are you going to do? Calm Minded up. Here's the Foul Play doing some damage. Here's the Trick Room, and he uses Protect, so he does learn. But, yeah, Foul Play. Here comes the Ice Beam doing a fairly hefty chunk of damage. Now, at this point, I feel like doubling in would have been more effective. Ooh, gets the burn, though. Yeah, I feel like this is where an Energy Ball could have been really useful. Sludge Bomb into the Tangrowth doesn't get the kill. Sludge Bomb doesn't get the kill. The doubling into the Suicune could have been big. Oh, but then, yeah, he wakes up and it's hilarious. He wakes up immediately and then so and here double into the Suicune, but it's not even close to enough. It's not even close to enough. And Trick Room is over. And there's no stat drop. Switching it in, which is great. Here comes the Volt Switch. Here comes Purloin. Here's Trick Room, and he's got to, and he doesn't. And Mist blocks the firing shot, and it's all over. He needed to protect to keep the copycat from copying Trick Room, but he didn't. And Trick Room, but it's too late. And yeah, we got a GG. Incredible game. Unbelievable. Mist just completely swung that game. Right, here we go. Purloin, Tapu Lele, Dragonite, Incineroar. Here comes the Snarl. Nope. Here comes Flamethrower. Moonblast. Here comes the Dragon Dance, but Foul Play. It's multi-scale. Here comes Dual Wing Beat, and he reads the Protect like a book and goes straight into the Purloin. What a move. Here comes Incineroar back, and Dual Wing Beat does a critical hit. That definitely did not matter. All that mattered was getting the hit. The Energy Ball switch. We got the switches here that are just absolutely solving the game. He feels brave enough to Dragon Dance. But probably shouldn't have Dragon Dance. There's the Focus Blast hit, and oh dear. How's this gonna do? Play Rough comes in to Jellicent. But it gets disabled with Curse Body. Energy Ball destroys it, and now look at this. I mean, yeah, you got an Arcanine into an Amoonguss. Like, good luck, man. And it struggles. And its only move is Struggle. And a 30% Curse Body activation ends the game. I mean, crazy. But my favorite game. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull up Team Builder, and I'm gonna look at, let's see, my team. So my team for this was Urshifu with safety goggles for Amoonguss and for Sand. Max attack. Never Melt Ice, Persian, with Fake Out, Charm, Taunt, and Icy Wind, but I expected to mostly use Icy Wind. Not of course Fake Out, but like Charm was mostly for Lorantis. Dragon Fang with Dragon Dance, in case I got a free turn with it where I expected double protects and I wanted to get a speed advantage. This is mostly to increase speed. It doesn't get agility. Sunny Day, Thunderwave, Dazzling Gleam, Reflect for Klefki. I didn't see a use for Light Screen. Dual Chop, my beautiful tech for Dragonite. Dual Chop, obviously the first one breaks the multi-scale, and then the next one is really strong. Superpower, obviously, because it's contrary. Leaf Blade. This is, I think, the only week I did not run Leaf Storm, and it's because I just needed only physical damage. And then, Glaceon. I expected to be the real threat here. Freeze Dry, Icy Wind, and Ice Beam. And then it did have the option of Tickle, to run Tickle on Lurantis. But here we go. Game 1. Expecting Air Balloon Mamungus. Okay, so here's, and I'm like, boom, 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 fake out on the Dracovic, and we're going to superpower on the Tyranitar, and, ooh, it's Sash. That's interesting. Okay, and he superpowers the Persian, which is perfect because I could use a free switch. Now, Lurantis, especially at +1, is not scared of Dracovic. So I detect here. Uses Giga Impact. That's not an ideal solution. Superpower nearly takes out Dracovic. He does superpower into the Urshifu, and I'm like, okay, now I'm doing really well. And I'm really not scared of the Dracovic. And now I'm at +3 attack. Defense about to be +4 attack. And I just double protect. I don't have a reason not to. I'm not expecting Bulk Up Incineroar, although he could. I'm like, ooh, Pollen Puff. Pollen Puff's going to do some damage to Nori. So, but I close combat, and I think I double into this. Right? Oh, Flare Blitz. But Flare Blitz doesn't even take it out because of that +3 defense. And Sand's Ending, so yeah. Pollen Puff goes in, and Glaceon just outspeeds and Ice Beams, and this does reveal the Scarf, so I was a little upset, but I mean, what am I going to do? I chose to reveal that instead of many other things that I could have revealed. So, alright, and then game 2. Same leads, and I go with Klefki and Regidrago because I think if he leads passively, I'm just going to win immediately. And he does, and Dragon Energy crits the Tyranitar, and Dazzling Gleam, hilariously, also crits the Tyranitar. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I double crit. Like, the second crit did not matter. Here comes the sun, and that was definitely going to do really well no matter what. Here's the switch to Glaceon was really unfortunate. I ended up Thunder Waving into Dragonite, so that wasn't good. But Scarf Icy Wind I figured would be good. I figured Glaceon can take whatever this Dragonite dishes out. Yeah, takes it comfortably. And now it's over, and Klefki actually gets the kill. But Glaceon was really important here, so I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how Glaceon performed. This is the only match I brought it to. I added it right at the end of the season, and I'm happy with how it performed. Very happy. All right. Other games in the playoffs. So this is the 2 seed, Brunswick, versus the aforementioned Stotzy. So this is normal Savali, and I expect Pledge and a Swamp King, and he does indeed get Swamp King off, but that doesn't, like, how good is that? Because, I mean, Registeel is great. Oh, and the Follow Me Encore. Here comes the Helping Hand. Follow Me, of course. Moonblast does a lot of damage, but not enough. And so the Swamp is not turning out to be all that impactful. There's some Muddy Water, but that can't decrease Registeel's accuracy. He gets up to 4 times defense. I just can't I can't believe this, dude. Here comes Flamethrower, but like you're not gonna do anything to Registeel. So as usual, it's just like what was your plan? The question is always just what was your plan for Stack Attack? Or sorry, for Registeel. How are you planning on being Registeel? Here's this. I like the Snarl. Get the special attack drop. And look, I mean, that's doing nothing. Look at that. That just did so little. And then the Will-O-Wisp is so disrespectful. Yeah, obviously +4 or +6 body press is going to take the KO even through Chopple. No, Stasi doesn't have fantastic damage here, but yeah, body press is going to definitely do it. No, he doesn't need fantastic damage. He just needs some damage, and so looks like Ibrahim's title hopes are going up in smoke, or rather going up in steel. Who knows what's going to happen? Yes, love? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so here we go. We're back. So when we last were here, Stotzi just smoked Don Fiorone, which is Ibrahim. And here comes, oh dear, we've got Sun, and switches out into Tapu Fini. He predicts the switch, but predicts the switch into the wrong thing. Here comes Overheat, and SpaghettiOs. And it's the double switch. I did predict this double switch, and I think it's very smart. Psychic Moonblast. Still eats it up, and I'm like, this is game over. Psych, here comes Torkoal back in. Here comes the Yawn. Why is there a Yawn, though, when there's Misty Train? I do not know these things. So, Torkoal protects. Registeel protects. Here comes the Yawn again. Now Yawn is actually valid. Here comes a full power eruption. And here comes the Instruct. Another full power eruption. And please tell me that you are attacking Oranguru. Instead, you are nasty plotting. This is not a great thing. And you got to... Oh no, please tell me you are attacking Oranguru, but instead he just lets it live. It's like, what? Like, were you even trying, dude? Like, I'm just kidding. Obviously he gave his absolute all to try and win this, but like, man, this game is a hard game. It's so hard to know what the right thing to do is. It's really easy when you're watching. It's so easy when you're watching. And it's so freaking hard when you're not watching. So here comes the Instruct, and yeah. It's also easy for me to be like, this is such a misplay, because in retrospect, I know what he was going for. But Stotzi didn't. And Stotzi couldn't have. So Ibrahim, like, comes up with this amazing tech. Stotzi is so freaking good at this, and he shows it with this lead. It's such a brilliant lead. Choppleberry, but it's not enough. But here comes the Gleam, and it's down to Sash. And what did he go for? Trick Room. Now, here's one of the things I love about what Stotzi did is he's like, if he does get Trick Room up because of Sash or Choppleberry, Dragapult during Shadow Force loves that, because he gets this free turn. Like, he's completely invincible this turn, right? You can't touch Dragapult because Dragapult's going to be the slowest thing in Trick Room. It's just a genius play. Here comes the Aqua Jet covering his bases. What did the Fan Force go into? And he even got the target right, because obviously Fan Force does nothing else. Here comes the Follow Me. Here comes the Yawn, but it's not going to do anything. The critical hit, though, is just brutal. And here comes the Protect. Yawn again. Scald. And hits again. Does he have Protect? He does not. But here comes a Moonblast. It's not quite enough. Yawn again. This time the yawn actually is going to matter. And the real thing is he going to get this free switch? And he does. But the body press? So at least it's not going to be 0. Unfortunately, that is still very much going to take out Dragapult, but here we go. Unfortunately, his answers to it are gone. And yeah, Follow Me wasn't going to do anything. I think that his only chance was... Oh, I forgot you! So he does Follow Me, Eruption, and the Instruct gets caught by the Follow Me, which is hilarious. And then the Ancient Power, which is just also hilarious. And I feel like the Omniboost was a win con. So again, just genius play from Stotzi. And he goes for the Protect. I think at this point, you probably need a triple Protect. And he actually, amazingly, I just don't even get how he's this good at this game. And he body presses into that, which he has to, but it's like, yeah, what are you going to do? So here comes Eruption, and that's just game. Brutal. GG's. So Torkoal under Trick Room is really good, which I think everyone knows. All right, so now we've got Ben versus Glenn. Here we go. This is a very exciting match. Here comes Garchomp. And Garchomp's just really good in this matchup. So, oof, that critical hit does not make life easier. So here's Raikou, but it didn't matter because it's a 2-shot anyway. It's like, what in the world do you do against Garchomp? Here's a Snarl, and it's like, okay, now Turtonator actually outspeeds, but then there's Squash. And it's like, oh yeah, that's game. So the Quash, the Sableye and Garchomp together, which is so good. And then honestly, just a very clever, very, very clever game. Big information reveals, I said, because I was trying to, I don't know what I was going for by saying that, because both teams always reveal a lot of information. So here's the same thing, and Trace's Prankster could be interesting depending on what the set is. Fake Out. Here's the Volt Switch. Dragon Claw. Into Scissor. Here's a Flinch. And what has the Winter Witch got? Quash. We don't know. Reads the Protect. And that is game. A Swords Dance might have changed the game there. Fleck hurts. And then it's another critical hit. And it's like, he wasn't going to win anyway, but he's really not going to win after this. So is he able, unless we forget about the fact that he has an entire other team. Here comes Turtonator, and Turtonator is not, that didn't, yeah. Tragic. All right, tragic, but really well played by Ben. Holy crap, that was really well played. But yeah, it was a bad matchup, and that's what playoffs do. Is they, if you're able to exploit a bad matchup, you can just wipe someone. Glenn had a really good team, we had a really good season, but Ben found the lead to absolutely just massacre Glenn, who's a really good, really talented player. So well done, Ben. All right, here's Jay versus Applejacks. Psychic Spam, plus the Hail, plus Thunderous, plus Dickersby. And who would win? All of that? Or one Speedy Sunny Boy? And so we starting with Hail. And if you don't expect Sunny Day on Whimsicott, I don't know what to tell you. Here comes. And that is that. And it's actually not a double hit. It's a single hit. It gets the Whimsicott, and that is it. And that's when Applejacks realized, oh dear. Here comes Tailwind, and I believe this might be Specs Eruption. But it's like, yeah, that's that. So that was brutal. And so Jay is so good at having a win con that is so oppressive. Both Jay and Ben, actually, they have such a really, really strong opening. So yeah, so now here, what we doing here? Protect, Tailwind, Eruption, and DD expects to survive this and does. So now, actually, I thought, oh man, assuming this is Specs, like, got a chance here. You know, because he's locked into Eruption, and then, yeah, because obviously it does a lot less damage. And that's the end of Entei, so Entei was so powerful. And then I think this Protect was a big mistake. Here comes the Fiery Wrath. Well, no, it wasn't a big mistake. Sorry, what was I thinking? Fiery Wrath is coming. And here comes Auroras. How fast are you, dude? But he takes so much damage. And he actually can't handle it. Takes so much damage. And Tailwind. Here comes the Blizzard, but it's too late. And yeah, I don't know. There's the double protect attempt. Good job. And Scald should get the KO. It does not, but it gets the burn, and that's good enough. And he flinched anyway, which is that's the end of the game. So anyway, really fun, and Apple's out of playoffs. So here's the greatest match in UDL history if you're going just barrels. First off, check out this Manectric set. So Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, Snarl. Lightning Rod is basically useless for me. And it actually messes up with Thunderwave. So I didn't want that. Static is good. You know, I beat Ibrahim largely because of Static. But I was like, you know what? This is my chance to use Kling Klang. It's good in this set, and I can use it. If he goes slow, I can use like a Magnetic Flux on Kling Klang or Shift Gear. Gear Grind gives me a way into it. Otherwise, I was using the dual Wing Beat set that I had prepped previously for Whimsicott. Focus Sash on Urshifu to, as a last-ditch effort against Scarf Entei, but I really thought he wasn't going to go with Scarf Special Entei again. Then Dragon Fang, Regidrago, max special attack, very important that it's max special attack. And then I just seen Encanto, and if you look, all of these Pokemon are shiny, except for Mirabelle. No comment. And then like Klefki, who does like everything, is a Camilo, and if you've seen Encanto, like, yeah, anyway, enough said. But yeah, I had minus and plus, and I thought that would be fun. Anyway, here we go, game one. And whoa, you brought Entei. Okay, so here we go, and oh no, here comes, and he fakes out the Klefki, and I barely survived, but he called it. He got the burn, and then he gets the burn on me as well, and it's like, man, that would have done so much damage. I'm like, okay, if I can avoid the flinch, I can tail in. I'm still in this. And I was. And so I don't know why I sucker punched. So here comes dual wingate. It does take out. But like, totally didn't need to. I should have gone for the Whimsicott. Was I even trying to win, man? So here comes Wicked Blow. I finally learned I probably don't need that. And then, desperation move. I go with Hypnosis. But like, you win by the whatever, you lose by the whatever. Here comes. And I just have nothing for Whimsicott of all things. It's like, yeah. And my Tailwind expires or Shui dies, and that's the end of Regidrago. Live by Hypnosis, die by Hypnosis. I didn't feel bad about my bad luck. And then burns, it's part of the game. So, here we go. Klefki and Regidrago, Whimsicott, Entei, Tailwind, I expect this. Here's Thunderwave, slows him down, and he snarls. And I'm like, oh, interesting. I go for Dragon Pulse. It does some damage, but I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm like, I have nothing better to do. I'm going to paralyze the Whimsicott and see if I can get some relief. He uses Sacred Fire. This time I don't have the chip from Fake Out, and more importantly, I don't get burned. Rain Dance, because I'm expecting some fire-type attacks. We double para. Yeah, I understand. And here comes competitive, and that is a big hit, but you're not gonna enjoy this, Luxray. Dual ring. Oh, never mind, it's dual wing beat. I forgot I only have flying type attacks. So I'm out of, I no longer have, so this way I no longer have any way to hit the Luxray with anything but Mirabel. But I know that even if it was Sash, it's broken now. So I'm like, this is my chance. I take out the Whimsicott. I take out the Luxray. And then I just hope Regidrago can beat Moltres in the back. So he hits Tailwind like he should. He goes Superpower like he should. I reveal Sash, which he probably expected, but, what else do you have? Oops, he's Life Orb. Anyway, Wicked Blow gets it, and Hurricane just one-shots. I really probably should have used the other one. So, Sucker Punch. Now here's where looking back on it, this is where the game plan starts. So, I have 3 turns. Regidrago maybe 2 shots him with Dragon Energy. Well, definitely with Dragon Energy, but like, what do I do? So I Sucker Punch here to lower his health. I should have probably... It was probably more optimal to protect the Urshifu. Articuno is going down this turn. There's nothing I can do about it. It's 100% going down. But I probably should have protected, because there are 2 turns, and you stall out one of them with a protect. So I stall him out. So I stalled this one. How much bulk you got? Okay, and I'm like, okay, I should win this, because he'll attack. Unless I get flinched, he'll attack. Dragon Pulse is got to be a 2-shot from this range. And it is. It's super comfortably a 2-shot. It does over 50%. From anywhere from like 50.2% to 59.8%. If you're like, wow, that's really specific. How do you know those ranges so well? So anyway, that's what it does. So this is easily a 2-shot. I'm thinking this is GG as long as I don't get flinched. I just protect one of the Tailwind turns. I know I outspeed. He's a super slow Moltres. He revealed that. So Fiery Wrath, I don't get, and then so I don't get flinched. I get the Dragon Pulse in, which is great. Look at that. He's totally a 2-shot. He does get his Berserk thing, but like whatever. And then he's got a Citrus Berry, and he's up to 60%. You weren't supposed to be a very GG, I say, thinking I lost and he beat me and eliminated me from playoffs. Nope. Turns out that a max roll does 60% or 59.8%, which is rounded up to 60%. And yeah, turns out that it actually was a range, and I got an absolute max roll. and KO'd him to the hit point. A crit also wins, of course, for me. But yeah, we did the math, and I had about a 28% chance of winning. The first attack I did was actually a very low roll, not a minimum roll, but a pretty low roll. So if you put the two rolls together and then take and ignore the chance to flinch is like a 28% chance, and with the chance to flinch, because he could have flinched me, goes down to like 23%. And that's including also my chances of getting a critical hit. Him getting a critical hit wouldn't have mattered. I was still going to live that. Unless he had Sucker Punch secretly, but I don't think he did. So yeah, got a very fortunate roll. I think it hurt worse for him because I don't think he realized that Tailwind had expired. So I think he expected to go first and kill me. And that even not, like, neither of us, like, obviously the first attack does 52. You're not expecting the second one to do 60. Turns out. But sometimes people tilt and they play really poorly right after, and that did not happen here. Luckiest roll in my life, I said. It must have been absolute min roll, absolute max roll. It wasn't absolute. He fakes out. Okay, so this is actually the most interesting turn, I think, of the whole game. So, who do I protect? Because what's obvious here is there's going to be a fake out and there's going to be an attack. And, if I, what happens if I guess wrong? So let's say I protect Regidraco, try to set up Tailwind with Dolores, and he doubles into Dolores. It's pretty bad, but I still have my main damage dealer. And in the back, I had Urshifu and Manectric. I'm like, I can at least do Manectric and get his, and then I can do a lot of damage with him. But that's still not really ideal. And I thought, well, what if I protect Dolores? Well, no, I can't. I can't protect Dolores. I have Tailwind, Hurricane, Dual Wing Beat, Hypnosis, and in fact, he knows that I can't protect. So I thought a fake out into Dolores is too likely. And yeah, I still have damage, but it's not going to be great. So I'm like, the only way that I can punish him for faking out Dolores and attacking is if I double attack and I don't know who he's going to fake out, but I can't guess wrong. I'm thinking, looking at this, I'm like, I should win this as long as I don't guess wrong on the fake out. So I'm like, well, what's the way to not guess wrong on who to protect? Don't protect. And just go and attack. So I eat, it seems stupid because I eat a fake out on Regidraco, which really hurts damage output and, allows a lot of crazy things to happen, but not that crazy in retrospect. And then, yeah, so he does that. Articuno misses the Stone Edge. It's not actually that big a deal. Stone Edge does 80%, 88%, unless it gets a crit, which it does have an increased chance to. So there's a 12% chance of a crit, 20% chance of the miss. I get the miss. Didn't really matter because I would have gotten, unless a crit, I would have gotten Tailwind off anyway. And I'm like, this should be a double KO. I can either dual, because I can dual Wing Beat into the Hitmonchan, and then Dragon Energy. No, it's not a double KO, but I can double Energy, Dragon Energy, after I dual Wing Beat into the Hitmonchan, and I dual Wing Beat in the Hitmonchan, and here comes Dragon Energy, and it kits him down close, but not quite. And this is the really significant miss, because if he had hit the first one and then this one, which happens 64% of the time, now I'm bringing in almost certainly Manectric, and he's going to get off a Tailwind. And what do I do? And can Manectric live what this Entei is going to be doing? Because obviously I'm going to go with Manectric, and I'm going to try and Flamethrower the Whimsicott as Regenerated Dragon's energies, or possibly because was I Scarf? Was I Specs? What was I on Manectric? Yeah, I was Scarf. Or maybe I switch Scarf onto Whimsicott. But I don't know. So anyway, here we go. No, I'm sorry. Here comes the Tailwind. Here comes the Stone, and she does hit it. Here comes the Dual Wing Beat onto Whimsicott. And Dragon Pulse does get that. It's my last turn of Tailwind, and I'm like, okay. In the back, I have no really good way to take care of Whimsicott, and no really good way to take care. And I have a really good way of taking care of Moltres, but like Regidrago is such dead weight here. It's just looking to get. So I'm like, and Articuno's dead for this world. So I'm like, and I don't think he's going to protect. He just set up Tailwind. He's got no reason to protect here, and even if he does, I'm fine. So this was the perfect solution, the perfect time to do my absolute favorite play. So he Moonblasts, which is great. I lose my special attack, doesn't matter. I Dual Wing Beat just for some chip. And here we go. Explosion! And he has no one, and yeah, he's got no speed investment, so he doesn't have speed. Fiery Wrath, but it failed. Your team's Tailwind petered out. And here comes, and it's not over, you can flinch me, but Scarf Manectric actually outspeeds Moltres over Tailwind. That hurts to lose on. Yeah, it really does. So pour one out for Jay, because yeah, losing on a roll like that is really tough, especially when you think you've won. All right, Brunswick Brawlers versus Cali Camrups. We got Terrain Wars. We got a Hitmonlee with Seed. Here comes, but look at this. He's got the Unburden set up. He's got the Electric Seed, and yet without Fake Out support next to Hitmonlee, how are you planning on getting a Stack Attack up? So he actually double switches. Follow me. Trick Room. Here comes Thwacky, and here's Araquanid dodging a Stone Edge, so clearly a theme. Here's a Heavy Slab. Okay. Now here comes Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee sort of tanks that. Really could have enjoyed the Electric Seed stuff. Here comes Silvally Electric, which is just such a monstrously good tech. Like, what the heck? And he tanks everything. Here comes another Stone Edge. Oh my. And here comes Substitute. But it doesn't matter. I don't know what this was supposed to accomplish. Here comes Electric Terrain, and that just makes him even stronger. Calm Mind. I mean, that is really good. That is a potential win con. Here comes Araquanid. And that does a lot of damage, but that also does a lot of damage, and this is about to do no damage, but yeah, Gyroball's just gonna kill it. So Stack Attack was really good. You just look at how Ephraim switches like a menace. He's a monster, dude. Ephraim shouldn't be allowed to play this game. He's too good. So here comes Ben, and here we go, Coco and Araquanid, and follow me. Here's the Volt Switch. Celesteela, Poison Jab, nice tech. Nice tech. Gyroball does nothing. And this is where, in retrospect, right, it's so hard to know always what's the right move to do. In retrospect, I thought, you have a chance to launch this super powerful liquidation, but I think it might have been banded. That's the only thing that makes sense to me is it was banded Araquanid, but why would you lock into anything but a water move if you're banded? Because it seems to me the obvious thing is you attack into Togekiss, and then you get a really powerful attack into Stack Attacker, but here we go. He doesn't set up Trick Room, and here comes this. What a switch, by the way. What a switch. And you can argue you should have seen into it, but how do you not go for the Earthquake here with Garchomp and then make a Stomping Tantrum or a Heavy Slam? How do you not do that? So here comes, but he protects, that's right. Multi-attack, even with the different terrain kills. And I don't know what he was scared of. But yeah, I thought that was an unnecessary protect, and here's a double protect. I'm like, okay, I just don't get it. So here's his attack, and he protects. Here comes, I believe this should be an earthquake. Wait, stop! He doubles it. Oh, he doubles into the Sylvally. Araquanid, and he's stomping tantrums. It kills it, but then now we finally get the Trick Room, and here comes the Tapu Koko switch. Stone Edge misses again. Woodhammer does a lot of damage, and that's a crit that probably matters. That's how it ends. There's the Gyre Ball. Here comes Leech Life, but yeah, he's not going to be able to do it. Oh, it was Life Orb. Yeah, and there we go. Okay. And tragic. This is an absolutely tragic ending. Because I don't know. Oh, yeah, because his fourth move is Wide Guard, not Protect. If he has Protect, this is GG. But as it is, he's relying on a 20% miss. And Stone Edge, amazingly enough, does not miss, and that is that. So, tragic. Really tough ending. Really, really well played by both guys. So, and then we get to the finals. So my team for finals, I felt extremely serious about this because I thought after the luck I got the last round, I needed to go out and win this for Jay. And I named my team after cities in Ukraine. And, you know, it reminded me that, like, there's a lot more serious stuff in this world than a Pokemon game. So I'm going to talk a little more about this team. So there were 5 attacks that I wanted on Klefki. I really wanted Rain Dance. I needed Rain Dance to stop Sun. Prankster Rain Dance to stop Sun. It was my answer to if Torkold got into Trick Room, which is not a position you want to be in ever. But like, it also really shuts down Charizard, turns off Solar Power for one. Reflect sets up screens, light screen. I really wanted to have screens, and then Foul Play was my attack. I thought he might bring Belly Drum Charizard, and so Foul Play was going to be my answer into that. Also, I didn't have to invest anything in anything but defenses, so that was nice. I really wanted Thunder Wave, but I thought, Tapu Fini's going to make it to the only thing I can Thunder Wave anyway is Charizard, so probably don't need it. Urshifu was Sash because I expected fairy attacks that would kill it. Sucker Punch, Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Detect. I mean, I thought about other moves. Thought about like a rock move. Thought about Taunt. But, went with the tried and true. Interesting speed. Like obviously at 97, you can't outspeed backseat Charizard, so I didn't even try. I put enough to beat something, but mostly it's a lot of bulk and max attack. So Life Orb, Manectric. I thought it was important to have the ability to protect on most things on my team. As you see, like 4 of my 6 Pokemon carried Protect or King Shield or Detect or whatever, because I thought stalling out Trigger would become very important. Snarl is really good because Snarl, first off, by doing damage, it blunts the damage of Eruption, but then it also lowers the special attack of Stage. So it goes from basically 150 down to 90. And then if I can Rain Dance as well, that does a lot. So really, it's a really powerful move. Thunderbolt obviously does a lot of damage, kills Feeny with Life Orb, and Flamethrower hits. I don't even know why I had. Oh yeah, Leafeon, just in case he brings Leafeon, which otherwise I was very weak to, and especially because Volcarona did not have a fire move, so I used the same set as last time. I thought if he sets up Trick Room, but I'm able to get Rain and screens with Klefki, I can just set up like 4 or 5 Quiver Dances with Volcarona, and then Struggle Bug and Giga Drain is just going to take care of everything. Obviously, both of those are quad resisted by Charizard, so that's why I kind of needed the rest of my team to take out Charizard. Not Volcarona has any great answers. Like Psychic is probably its best answer into Charizard, and it's just not ideal. I'm patient. The star of the set. I was super proud of this. So Persian, Fake Out, of course. Hyper Voice. So Hyper Voice hits both opponents, which I thought was very important. I thought there was very likely going to be sashes in play, and I wanted to be able to break a sash. I paired it with King's Rock because, first off, I don't really want a recovery item. I don't really expect Persian to stay around that long, and sometimes I might actually need a free switch. Silk Scarf, thought that for a hot second. I'm like, what are the odds? Like, I'm going to be relying on Persian to actually deal damage. I almost had Thunderbolt on this just to go into Charizard, but it just does so little anyway. Like, even though it's a super effective hit. So I'm like, I'll do that. And then when I thought, well, I'm going to be launching Hyper Voices going first, unless it sets up a Trick Room, like, why not King's Rock? Give him a chance to flinch. So I went with that. And you'll see in the set if it popped off or not. Rain Dance I thought was important. I really wanted Icy Wind because I thought to myself, I'm like, he is a Trick Room guy, but like he could go fast mode with Leafeon, Charizard, both. Like he could absolutely go fast mode, and so I was like, you're gonna want Icy Wind. But I couldn't not have Rain Dance, could not have Taunt. I figured, okay, if Rangaroo has Sash, then Taunt will solve it. And if it has Mental Herb, then Wicked Blow one shot. And if it's a Dark Resist Berry, doesn't matter. I'm Unnerve. And so the Type Resist Berry won't matter. And then finally, I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on what the last member of my team should be. And I'm like, who do I even bring? Nobody looks good. And I'm like, I'll bring Aegislash. And I put a little bit of thought into this set. For a long time, I had Rock Slide, Wide Guard, Iron Head, Close Combat. Wide Guard, as it turns out, I need. So it should have been Rock Slide, Close Combat, Iron Head, and then King's Shield. But I'm pretty familiar with Aegislash. I used it twice to get second in RTT2 and RTT1. So, was Aegislash going to get second again, or was it going to finally get a crown? And so, fortunately, I am extremely familiar with using Aegislash in these draft environments, and I think that helped. This is the second season I've used Manectric in draft. Everything else is definitely my first, and so we'll see how it goes. Championship. And I thought, by the way, before I even knew what he was bringing, I knew my lead was going to be Persian Urshifu for game one, because I thought he's going to have Togepi Stack Attack lead, or Togepi Oranguru lead, and I'm going to Fake Out and attack straight into it, and he has no counterplay to that because of Unnerve. And I'm like, and I probably want Persian and Aegislash in the back. Oh, sorry, Persian and Manectric in the back. No, what am I saying? I probably want Aegislash and Manectric in the back because they're more powerful. And when I saw this especially, I'm like, okay, this is not the match for Volcarona. I know that guy's got Rock Slide. And I thought about Klefki, and I'm like, I don't think I need it. So here we go. We are going to have music for this. We are going to turn the volume way down, though. All right, and so it's Charizard and Togepi. He's expecting to be able to follow me and belly drum, basically. But with Unnerve, he's not going to be able to belly drum and get his health back, and then Wicked Blow will one-shot. So he has to do this awkward switch. I still Fake Out into Togepi, and I Wicked Blow, and okay, Torkoal is immediately like decreased as a threat. And now I'm like, okay, what do? I could Hyper Voice. Like, Urshifu is really awkward right here, but I don't have a safe switch. So, and this is, just a problem on my team, is I don't have a switch into fire types except for Regidrago, who is not great in this game because I expect Tapu Fini, which he didn't even bring, but like, there's no way I'm going to predict that. As it turns out, shouldn't have brought Volcarona, should have brought Tapu Fini, or Regidrago. But by the way, hilarious that literally like my second best answer to Tapu Fini is a fire type who's weak to it. But like, I just don't have options for fire types. It's a really bad team in some respects. It's really good in others, but it's really bad in some. Anyway, follow me, and I do set up rain because I'm scared. Wicked Blow does some damage. Heat Wave here with the double miss. 1% chance. And that's just brutal. I'm so sorry. I said, joking, like, if I knew you were going to double miss, I wouldn't have bothered with Rain Dance. And he sets up Sun, but like, and so now that he knows that I can't get, now that he knows, what am I saying? Now he knows he can't get faked out. Now he goes for the Follow Me Belly Drum. I set up Rain Dance, which I shouldn't have. I should have just used Hyper Voice. But here we go. Follow Me. He does get down to 4 times attack, and the berry doesn't pop, but that's to be expected. And here's the thing. Here's where the Heat Wave miss is huge. He expects Sash on Urshifu. If he attacks into Urshifu, he knows he won't one-shot. And, I don't think I revealed an attack. No, I had revealed Hyper Voice, so he knows that like I'm going to take out Togepi, and then he probably expects something in back. So he's like, I can't not get a kill. I can't not get a kill on Urshifu. I gotta get a kill this turn. And maybe if I take out the Persian, I can get my berry, and I can have enough health to handle a Wicked Blow. And he probably does have enough health to handle a Wicked Blow, but not a Wicked Blow plus the 21% from Hyper Voice. And there we go. Eats a Citrus Berry. Wicked Blow completely just destroys him, and here comes Manectric, here comes Oranguru, and I actually let him forfeit. He said, I would like to forfeit that one, and I said, Orangutan versus the world, you may. So I gave him permission to forfeit, not that he really needed permission. And turns out, and I'll say this now only because he doesn't bring it to any other game, that's a choice Scarf with Bulldoze. And the idea was for him to lead it alongside Charizard, or have it in the back along with Charizard, but be able to release it at once and drop some Bulldozes so that Charizard could outspeed Manectric, or it could break the sash on Urshifu. Genius play, but he didn't bring it to any other games. I wonder if he would have been able to get it off. Anyway, 2 more games. So Ibrahim strikes back with this one. And so here's Persian, Urshifu again. And I should have mixed up my leads. And if I had gone Persian Volcarona, and gone with a Rain Dance and Quiver Dance, like, I'm in good shape with this. But I didn't. So here goes, and I should have done almost anything else, but I didn't. And he just completely calls me out on it. And I should have Hyper Voiced, Wicked Blown, or almost anything else. Instead, he Dazzling Gleams, and it's a 2-shot. And by the way, that's a crit on Sumi. That's not a crit. That's 56 damage from a spread move, completely uninvested Togepi. Urshifu just did not like fairies. And and so now I'm like, oh, shoot. So Follow Me, taunt. So now at least it can't taunt anymore, but now it's like, oh, well, now you're guaranteed to take out my Urshifu. So here comes. We detect. He body presses. He Dazzling Gleams. And here comes the AG Slash. What? And I predicted, yeah, that was not the right move to do. We'll just say that was not the right move to do with Aegis Slash, and I reveal Wide Guard too, which is just bad. But, I'm able to tank a full power Eruption, and I needed to get a double protect with Manectric. I do not, and that is it's ugly at this point. I need a ton of flinches to be able to do this, and even so, he still had 3 Pokemon. He still had his 4th Pokemon in the back, so it just massacred me. And so here you go. This is where champions are decided. This is the final game, and I'm like, I need to bring the same 4, but I can't do that strategy again. And I'm like, what if I just lead Aegis Slash? What's the counterplay to that? So Persian, Aegis Slash, and like, obviously there's a ton of leads that does really poorly into. But not Stakataka Togepi. That lead would be nice. I was like, I should have known you come up with a G2 plan on the fly. That was genius. And there we go. Here we go. Now, are you ready for the weakest attack in the history of attacks? Fake Out into Stakataka. Beats the Follow Me. And here comes the Iron Head into Togepi. I don't know what he was going for. I assume he was going for a Dazzling Gleam, maybe. But I don't know why he didn't. But he should have. He said later, I should have just used Protect with both. But he didn't expect this to kill. Turns out it's a roll 33%. So that's what titles are made of sometimes. I'm really sorry. Yeah. And he flinches, he can't set Trick Room. So this is where it becomes a very interesting game. So this is Silvally Fire. And so I have King Shield here, and I'm like, I can taunt the Stakataka. He will never set Trick Room. Taunt the Stakataka. And he reads the Protect like a book. But yeah, by the way, I'm curious, how much damage is I stacking? Is even 2 HP of damage? Raffle. Exactly 1 HP. Haha, that sounds about right. Yeah. I don't have a boosting item. I am minus nature. I think I'm jolly. No, timid. Sorry, I'm timid. So minus attack, nature, Persian. And he's max defense. Double resist, Stakataka. So, but unfortunately, he called my Protect, but he didn't call my Taunt, and so the Trick Room isn't going to work. And I don't even know if it was a great idea to set up Trick Room. I mean, it would have been great for his Stakataka. I don't know about for his thing. So here comes Hyper Voice. 2 chances for a flinch, by the way. So he multi-attacks, but into my Akaberry in shield form, but even at +2, it's not going to do that much, right? Psych! Does 81%! So that was good. Rock Slide does decent damage, and he doesn't get the flinch. And he body presses into what he says is the wrong slot. I don't know. I misclicked. So he meant to do it into the Persian. I was like, I thought that was a crazy read. Like, you were reading that I would switch in something. Although, again, part of the problem is I have no switch-ins to fire attacks. So here comes Torkoal. He protects. Why does he protect? Because Hyper Voice plus because Hyper Voice did 13, yeah. So Hyper Voice plus Rock Slide should take him out. So here we go. And in fact, that's exactly what I'll go for. And at this point, I'm like, it's too much free damage on Torkoal. I think he needed to eat it. I think he needed to just eat the, like, just stay in with Stack Attack and just make it stack a Saka. Like, sack it. Because I'm like, I don't know how he wins now. He doesn't have Trick Room up, and I can just keep like kind of bouncing around and stuff. So at this point, he needs to probably, I don't even know what gets him. Heat Wave double hit would be nice. So yeah, he does make the switch. He protects Torkoal, and I think yeah, I just don't know what his win chances are with anything here. So he does this. He protects with Stack Attack, which is a good move. But I keep hitting my Rock Slides too, and that's another thing is he has the win con of me missing Rock Slide. And I'm excited with Persian because I'm like, oh, I can Hyper Voice. And at this point, I'm like, wait, he still wins because I could, I'm like, he still wins if he sets up Trick Room and can bring in Torkoal because Heat Wave will kill me. I don't have Shadow Sneak, so he uses Protect, Taunt, Iron Head, Body Press, and Body Press just nails it. And I keep attacking with Aegislash, and here we go, and here's Close Combat. That is a mistake, by the way. I should not have done that. I should have Wicked Blown the Ibrahim slot. But no, that was right, because I needed to get damage in on Sakataka. And here comes Dear Little Urshifu down to his sash. He says, dang it, and that is because I am indeed Sash. And I think this is the first time he proved that it was Sash. And so now I'm like, ugh. And I know the Silvally is not super fast. I know it's slower than my guy. So by Close Combat, the Stack Attacker. And I'm like, I think I have him pinned. And here it comes. And I'm like, is Life Orb Thunderbolt enough? And I'm like, yeah, it's Manectric. Woogie, woogie, woogie. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is indeed the game. The set. The match. The championship. GG. So, how do I feel about it? Obviously, this is giving me a newer appreciation for how in Pokemon, there's a really great verse in Proverbs in Ecclesiastes about how the race doesn't always go to the fast. Then it's not always the smartest or the strongest who win. It's but the Bible says time and chance happen to all of them, and yeah, I just got lucky, and I was able to turn that luck into a win. But I don't want to overstate my own competence in this. I really relied on getting really good luck. And the team's good, now I can look at the roster again. So the final team, Altaria was so important. It's hilarious because Altaria was so important to my team. And then I dropped it and put Kling Klang on, who did nothing. So I really should have stuck with Altaria. But, the team's really good. But there were definitely many matchups where I'm like, I don't have any good Pokemon for this. And so I don't think I had that great of a team. I would never recommend this team. Partly it's just Urshifu, even though we priced it super high, it's still really underpriced for this format. But that's mostly my fault because I was one of the lead curers. Yeah, I got really lucky. I got really fortunate. Turns out Klefki is really good, even though it didn't see the field in the finals. Roster always tightens up in the playoffs, right? And it really tightened up there at the end. So Manectric was like my Steph Curry, just able to do, it's not really able to do more than about one thing, but it really, really good at one thing. And whereas, Persian was like, my Draymond Green. Like, Bird was able to like do so much for the team, or he's my LeBron James, right? Able to do so much for the team in so many different ways. Although no, she strikes out because he's not actually the one dealing damage. You know, he's more like a Steve Nash. Yeah, he's more like Steve Nash, right? He facilitates everything. Or Chris Paul, because the youngins don't even know who Steve Nash was, but Chris Paul, um, who facilitates everything. Like, he can do some stuff himself, right? But he just facilitates. He makes his life so much easier for everyone else. And Urshifu is my LeBron James or my Giannis. He just absolutely just dominates straight up in your face, and so powerful. So it was really nice having Urshifu. It was really nice making everyone else plan around Urshifu, and that allowed some of my secondary Pokemon to shine. You're not going to worry about Manectric. You're worried about how do you get Urshifu to not kill you. And then here comes Manectric. Ibrahim told me he really didn't even prepare for Slash at all. And why would you? You've got Urshifu in front of you. So I liked my overall strategy, I guess. In some ways I didn't. And I feel very confident that I could play every single team and lose 2-0 to every single team with this one. And that's one of the things about this format. Without a Dynamax Pokemon to rely on or Dynamax enabling strategies, like, it's easy to lose. I thought everyone played really well. There were very few misplays, like outright misplays. Most things you would think of as misplays were just missed reads. Like, oh, I expected to protect and he didn't protect. Like, we've gotten a lot better. We've gotten a lot better at this game collectively. So, really proud of the team. Really proud of the league. And you know what? H/, unlike Kling Kling, who just literally just Kling Kling does not deserve a ring. He'll get one, but he does not deserve a ring. H/ finally gets its title. And we'll see what happens in RTT, because I'm still alive there, and Tangela and H/ were my ride or dice. RTT1, RTT2, and finally got H/ a title, and we'll see if I can get Tangela a title too. Anyway, that's it. Have a good one, y'all.